Nearman Condition, the home of collected editions.
That cover's so awesome.
This is Mr. Chris Claremont, a legend.
Melanie goes,
Tired.
what's going on, all you mentees? Uncanny Omar here from Nearman Condition, the home of collected editions, and it is both your favorite and least favorite part of the month. That's right, our monthly budget meeting. Time to empty those wallets and fill those shelves and find out what books are coming out in the month of July of 2024. So let's go ahead and get started. Welcome back, everybody. And yes, I did mention that this is both your favorite and least favorite. So maybe it's your favorite, but your wallet's least favorite part of the month. So we are looking at the upcoming collected editions coming out in July of 2024 from Marvel, DC, Image Comics, Dark Horse, Boom, IDW, Titan, Dynamite, and Manga, as well as other publishers. So we do have timestamps in the description of the video. Thank you, Dom of X, for all of that and all the assets here. Could not be doing this without you. So if you want to jump around in case you're looking for a particular week or a particular publisher, the description of the video will have all of that. And a big thank you to our patrons for making videos like this possible. So if you're interested in the written documentation, that can be found on our Patreon. And our Patreon starts at $1 a month. And the link is in the description of the video. All right, let's not waste any more time. We've got five weeks, and I'm leaving here in 2 days. So this is filmed before I leave. Oh my gosh, I've got so much to do. Okay, all right. We got this. Smash that like button. That's the other thing I forgot. Smash it, please. You know you want to. Or please. There we go. That's why I said please. All right, let's go ahead and start with the first week of the month. The week of July 3rd or 2nd, from Marvel Comics, we have Avengers by Jed MacKay, Twilight Dreaming Volume 2, and this is collecting issues 7 through 11 of Jed MacKay's Avengers run, which has been freaking awesome. And I know the next trade paperback will go into the Blood Hunt crossover. And Star Wars Legends, The New Republic Omnibus Volume 2, and let me make sure I got this right. Yes, you have already seen my first look at. That came out on Monday of this week. Filming this into the future is so difficult on my head. But yes, Omnibus Volume 2, both covers available the same day. And by the way, I will have a top 10 this coming Sunday of what I think people should be reading or checking out or buying. Next up is the Marvel Masterworks, The Spectacular Spider-Man, Volume 7, and there's a special surprise in here that is not in the solicitations. The solicitation states that it collects the Spectacular Spider-Man 80 through 91, but there's something else extra, which I've done a quick little video. I think it comes out either this week or next week. I'm so sorry. No, it will be next week. Just kind of showcasing what is in a lot of these books that I've missed out on while I'm in Japan. I will be doing, showing the Marvel trades while I'm gone. It's not going to be a deep overview like I normally do, but it will show you and I have an idea of what's in there. Next up is Hawkeye Modern Era Epic Collection, The Reunion. So collecting New Avengers, The Reunion 1 through 4, Hawkeye and Mockingbird 1 through 6, Widowmaker 1 through 4, Hawkeye Blind Spot 1 through 4, Hawkeye and Mockingbird Sketchbook, and the material from Dark Reign New Nation, Enter the Heroic Age. That book is $44.99 and it has 480 pages. Spider-Woman by Steve Fox. I did get to read this one. Volume 1, Gang War. And this is collecting Spider-Woman 1 through 5. And then material from Amazing Spider-Man number 31. And it gives her a new status quo, if you will. Something happened at the end of the Spider-Verse miniseries. Marvel Zombies, Black, White, and Blood Treasury Edition is also coming out that week, and that is collecting the 4-issue anthology series. Next up is X-Men, the animated series, Feared and Hated. This is a digest-sized book. It is $13.99, and it collects the X-Men Adventures 1 through 8, which of course are based on the cartoon. And from the world of DC Comics, we have Wonder Woman Volume 1 Outlaw. This is the Tom King and Daniel Sampere art in there, collecting the first 6 issues of Wonder Woman. And there are 2 covers. So there is a direct market cover and a standard edition cover. The direct market cover is the Art Germ cover, which is absolutely stunning. But that's the one that's only going to available at like your local comic book store or places like cheapgraphicnovels.com, instocktrades.com, talesofwonder.com, waltzcomicshop.com, bdcosmos.com, comicsbugle.com, readcomics.com, and Iron Breed Collectors Organic Press Books. There we go. Practicing with the old noggin. Alright, JSA The Golden Age. This is the trade paperback version coming out that very same week. If you haven't had a chance to read this is a freaking amazing series by James Robinson and Paul Smith, collecting JSA The Golden Age 1 through 4. And All-Star Superman is getting the DC Compact Comics Edition treatment for $9.99. You get all 12 issues of All-Star Superman and 296 pages. The Far Sector is also getting the Compact Comics Edition by N.K. Jemisin and Jamal Campbell. I really enjoyed this series. This is collecting the 12-issue maxi series, so all of it is collected in here for $9.99. This has almost become a joke, but it is showing up that Naomi Season 2 is in the catalog again, or in the solicits. Don't know if it will come out or not. This is the trade paperback version. There's also the Vixen NYC Volume 6. Now, we are using the Lunar distribution and not the Previews World, the Diamond distribution. So we'll see exactly if it's coming out or not. Some places may get it and some places may get it later. Red Hood Outlaws Volume 2 is also coming out that very same week. From Image Comics, we are getting Cobra Commander. It looks like it was a little bit of a delay, but it is finally coming out that week, and that is Volume 1, Determined to Rule the World. How could you not want to check that book out? That's freaking awesome. Love that title. And then Invincible Trade Paperback Volume 4. This is the new edition that collects issues 20 through 24, and Invincible number 0. From Dark Horse Comics, we are getting the Cartoonist Against Racism, The Secret Jewish War on Bigotry. And that looks like a powerful read. This is by Rafael Medoff, Craig Joe, okay, and Bill Maudlin. And this one is $19.99, and it is coming out in a trade paperback edition. It looks like it's an original graphic novel. And from Boom Studios, Uncanny Omar talked pretty one day. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Unlimited Power Volume 1 is coming out that week. And that is by Ryan Parrott, Marco Rena, Francesco Mortarino, and Simone Ragazzoni. That one is $24.99, collecting Mighty Morphin 1 through 6 and Power Rangers 1 through 6. Now, this has been collected in a hardcover format before. IDW, we're getting Dehara Speaks to Freaks. And that is by Lisa Nafziger, $19.99. And Chris Samney's Black Widow Artist Edition is coming out. This is the story by Mark Waid, and then Chris Samney supplying that artwork. I cannot wait to check that out. It is the first 6 issues of this wonderful, wonderful Black Widow series. And also John Romita's The Amazing Spider-Man Artisan Edition Volume 2. So this is the trade paperback version of those big, beautiful hardcovers. 208 pages, $39.99, and collects issues 106, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, and 115 in their entirety. So that's a lot of Spidey in big, beautiful editions. My Little Pony Volume 4 Sister Switch is coming out. And that is collecting issues 16 through 20 of the ongoing My Little Pony series. The Adventures of Red Sonja Omnibus is coming out, and that is getting the trade paperback treatment, collecting Marvel features 1 through 7, and then Red Sonja issues 1 through 15. This one is $59.99. And finally, Garbage Pail Kids, knock on wood I say finally because I've been wanting to read this one, is coming out in a hardcover version. This is Garbage Pail Kid Origins, reprinting the first 3 issues of the Earth-Shattering original series. So, both the trade paperback and the hardcover coming... Is that a Days of... Oh no, this is the sketched and remarked, and it's a take on Days of Future Past. That's freaking awesome. From Titan Comics, we're getting Disenchantment, Untold Tales Volume 2, and that is coming out in a hardcover format, as well as Marvel's Avengers, the first 60 years. From the world of manga, we are getting Angel Next Door, Spoils Me Rotten, Volume 2. That is coming out from the folks at Square Enix. Blue Box Volume 11 is also coming out that week. And Titan is premiering their Burst Angel Volume 1. I believe that one was supposed to come out in June. But now it is coming out in July. And I'm a big fan of the anime, so here's hoping that this is solid. Well, I mean, it's a prequel to the anime, so Minoru Murao is the mangaka behind that. I mean, need I say more? Do I even need to say what this... Booty Royale! Boy, I need to do that again. Booty Royale. There we go, a little more classier. Booty Royale, Never Go Down Without a Fight, Omnibus Volume 7 is coming out that week. Never judge a book by it. Totally judge a book by its cover. Alright. Dragon Goes Hunting Volume 10 is coming out that very same week, as well as Dreaming Volume 3. And that is being published by the folks over at... Is it IPI Comics? Yeah, I guess it's IPI Comics. And Queenie-chan is doing this. She worked on a Tokyo Pop book a while back. Kimi ni Todoke From Me to Soulmate Volume 2 is coming out that week. And while I never got to read the book, I think this is a follow-up, I assume. Because it's on a Volume 2. I can't imagine... Yeah, that had to be a follow-up. Let me know in the comments down below if you know if it's a follow-up or not. Like a Butterfly is also coming out that week from Viz Media, as well as Marriage Toxin Volume 3 from Viz. We're also getting Modern Dungeon Capture Volume 2, and One Piece. Oh, my wife's going to be so happy about that. One Piece Volume 106. Moriarty the Patriot Volume 16 is coming out that very same week. Rent a Girlfriend. Oh my gosh, they're on Volume 25. I really thought that was only like a 12-volume series. Taemon's B-Side Volume 4 is coming out that very same week, as well as Victoria's Electric Coffin Volume 2. And that is being published by the folks at Square Enix. Wolf Girl Black Prince is coming out that very same week, and that is by Viz Media. Now, from other publishers, we are getting Age 16, published by the folks at Anik Press, and Brittle Joints is coming out that week. That's a graphic novel published by the folks at Street Noise Books, and Casa Grande 3-in-1 Volume 2 is coming out from Paperbacks. Charred Remains is being published by the wonderful folks at Mad Cave Studios. This is by Anthony Cleveland and Andre Moody, who big fan of his artwork. Cthulhu Deep Down Under Volume 1 is coming out that week from IPI Comics. And we're also getting Iron Fist War Picture Library. And that is being published by the folks at Rebellion 2000D. It's Hugo Pratt. Iron Fist War Picture Library hardcover. And Legacy of Violence is coming out in a trade paperback edition, Volume 3, as well as Loud House Spooky Special. Lucky Luke by Bluch. Is that Bluch? Untamed is coming out. I really thought we were done with. I'm so glad Cinebooks is still putting those out. This is a trade paperback edition for $12.95. Michelle Valiant, Legendary Races, Volume 2 is coming out. And that is being published by the folks also at Cinebook. And Pizza Phase. That's one of my favorite villains in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This has nothing to do with that. This is by Rex Ogle and Dave Valesa. And it is published by Graphics. Oh, it's a kid dealing with acne. Oh, man. That's nothing like the villain in Ninja Turtles. Ready or Not is coming out that week, and that is being published by the folks over at Anthem Books for Young Readers. And Rin Tin Can Volume 2, Godfather, is coming out that week. And that particular graphic novel is being published by the folks over at Cinebook. And this is called Godfather by Jean Latour Xavier. Totally butchered that name. I apologize for that. Robot Archie and the Time Machine. That is a freaking awesome title. When I first saw it, I thought it was like Archie from Archie Comics. But no, this is from Rebellion 2000 AD by George Cohen and Ted Kieran. $19.99. The first book in the time travel saga, Robot Archie. And Rogue Trooper, Blighty Valley, is coming out in a hardcover format. Squee is coming out in a new printing, so it is getting a new printing and trade paperback. And we're also getting Suckers from the folks at Aloha Comics. Thorn, the complete Bone College strips, is coming out 1982 to 1986. Jeff Smith self-publishing this, of course, by Cartoon Books. $30. I don't know if this is a hardcover or a trade paperback, but I've never had a chance to read those. Oh man, this top 10 is going to be difficult to choose. Unordinary Volume 2 is coming out that very same week, and that is being published by the folks over at Harper Alley. And we're also getting You and a Bike Road in a hardcover format. The week of July 10th or 9th, again, depending on where you get your books from Marvel Comics, we kick it off with Dark X-Men, The Mercy Crown. That cover's killer. This is by Steve Fox, and it collects the Dark X-Men 1 through 5, and then material from Marvel Voices Pride, the 2023 one-shot. $19.99, 168 pages. Is that freaking Albert? Oh yeah, I see Albert in M-Plate. Maddie there. Okay, that looks pretty killer. I need to read that. Marvel Masterworks, The Avengers, Volume 24. Collecting Avengers 246 to 254, West Coast Avengers 1 through 4, and Iron Man Annual Number 7. $75, 392 pages. And like I mentioned, even though I won't be doing a deep dive into these, you'll be seeing at least like what these books, their internal artwork looks like in a video. Thor Modern Era Epic Collection, Reborn from Ragnarok. This is kicking off the new era of Thor with JMS's run, Fantastic Four 536 to 537, Thor 1 through 12, and issue 600, and the material from Dark Reign to Cabal one-shot. Amazing Spider-Man Epic Collection, The Return of the Sinister Six is getting a new printing, collecting Amazing Spidey 334 to 350, and Amazing Spider-Man, The Spirits of the Earth, $49.99, 504 pages. From the world of DC Comics, yes! Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong by Brian Buccellato. And this is collecting the 7-issue miniseries in a hardcover, 264 pages. It is DC and Legendary Comics. I assume it's a standard size hardcover just because it doesn't say deluxe edition. Cy Spurrier's Flash is coming out in a trade paperback edition. And that is a Mike Deodato Jr. cover there, collecting the Flash 1 through 6, $19.99. And the Batman and Robin Adventures Omnibus. This one is collecting the Batman and Robin Adventures 1 through 25, Annuals 1 and 2, The Lost Years 1 through 5, and the Batman Adventures Sub-Zero and more extra. $75, 904 pages. From the world of Image Comics, this is when we're getting the Cobra Commander Volume 1, Determined to Rule the World, but this is the direct market exclusive cover, so you can only get it through the direct market. And we're also getting I Hate Fairyland Compendium Volume 1, The Whole Fluffing Tale. Well, if it's The Whole Fluff and Tale, does that mean that it's gonna have more? Well, no, it does say Volume 1. This is collecting issues 1 through 20. Okay, it is not all of it yet. Collecting issues 1 through 20 and the I Hate Image Free Comic Book Day Special, $34.99. We're also getting Kill Your Darlings trade paperback, and that is by Ethan S. Parker and Griffin Sheridan, John J. Hill, $19.99, collecting issues 1 through 8. Space Mullet is coming out in the new trade paperback edition. This is early Daniel Warren Johnson. It is a little more expanded than the previous trade paperback. but it is his webcomic that is still on hiatus, but if you haven't had a chance to check it out, Spawn Origins Volume 14 is coming out that week, and that is collecting issues 164 to 176. And that's a deluxe edition hardcover. Spawn Scorched Volume 4 is coming out that very same week, and that is a trade paperback. And we're also getting Super Dinosaur Compendium. This is the Robert Kirkman and Jason Howard series, collecting Super Dinosaur 1 through 23 and Super Dinosaur Origins Special Number 1. I assume it's going to be more than one based on just the title, but I could be wrong. Wow, Dark Horse coming in big this week. I think this is the biggest. Yeah, Dark Horse coming in big. We have Canary from Scott Snyder and Dan Panosian. This is a trade paperback, 184 pages, $24.99. We're also getting The Change by Whoopi Goldberg and Jaime Paglia. It is an original graphic novel, and Subgenre is coming out by Matt Kent and Wilfredo Torres. They've worked together quite a bit lately. $29.99, collecting Subgenre 1 through 4. And it is a hardcover, 120 pages. Stephen McCrane's Space Boy, Volume 19 is coming out that week, as well as the Madman Library Edition, Volume 6, to wrap up the Madman Library Editions. This is collecting the rare and in color early works such as Graphics Music 1 through 4, Graphic Music 1 through 3, and the Holt Hit Comics Madman in Your Face 3D Special, and Mr. Gum, Who Sell Out? You Sell Out? As well as All Red's latest creator-owned series, X-Ray Robot. $99.99, 520 pages. Borealis is coming out. This is a hardcover, $19.99, by Mark Verhinden and Aaron Douglas. Cliff Richards is working on the art. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, The Hidden Codex, is coming out that very same week. That is a hardcover for $19.99, 88 pages. Loud, Stories to Make Your Voice Heard. This is a paperback for $24.99, and it has 184 pages. You have creators in here like Ana Cercignano, Eleanor Antonioni, and Francesca Torre. Camilla, Volume 2, The Last Vampire Hunter, by Amy Chu and Sue Lee. The first one was solid, if you haven't had a chance to read it. It was called The First Vampire, and this one's called The Last Vampire Hunter. And Lancer, TTRPG, tabletop role-playing game. Core Rulebook is coming out, $59.99, 432 pages. Kanto, yes, Volume 2, Hollow Man. I really hope once all these are out, that Dark Horse decides to make these into a big, beautiful library edition by David Boer. But I also don't want David to stop writing them. Drew Zucker is the illustrator here, collecting the Hollow Man 1 through 5 and the Clockwork Fairies one-shot. Nemesis Reloaded. This is the second Mark Millar book that has been printed at Dark Horse, because he's moved all his catalog over to Dark Horse, and Jorge Jimenez on art. $19.99. and 144 pages. And also Mark Millar's The Magic Orders coming out by Mark Millar and Olivier Coipel, collecting the Magic Order Volume 1, 1 through 6. From the world of Boom, we're getting Abbott 1979 in a trade paperback edition. That is by Saladin Ahmed and Sami Kivel. And we're also getting Mech Cadets Book 2, and that is by Greg Pak. Before I even saw the cover, I was like, that sounds like a Greg Pak book. Like, that is something up his alley. Just when I got to interview him, just getting to know him a little bit more, totally up his alley. From IDW, we're getting Beelzebubs, Volume 2, No Rest for the Wicked. And that is by J.P. Ahonen, and it is a hardcover. It looks to be like in a landscape format. And from the world of Titan Comics, we're getting Don Coppola in a trade paperback edition. And from the world of manga, we have Adam. Why did I say it like that? Adam, The Beginning, Volume 8. It is a reimagining of the wonderful Osamu Tezuka Astro Boy, but he was known as Atom Boy in Japan. Shotaro Ishinomori and Kazuro Inoue are the mangaka behind that particular book. And we're also getting Case Closed Volume 91, catching up with One Piece over there. Cat Gamer from Dark Horse Comics is up to Volume 5. Disney's Twisted Wonderland manga coming in with a Volume 4. And we're also getting Engaged Graphic Novel Volume 2. Why did I say Graphic Novel Volume 2? I should have just said Engaged Volume 2. That is being published by Sublime. And Hitoro Jime My Hero box set. Ooh, you had me at box set. And that is being published by the folks at Kodansha. It's My Hero box set volume 1, collecting the first 6 volumes and a bonus booklet. And we're also getting H.P. Lovecraft's At the Mountain of Madness. This is the deluxe edition. This has been previously collected in a 2 tankobon volume. I Am Not a Succubus is coming out with a volume 5, and that is published by Ghost Ship. And Monkey Peak volume 1 is coming out that very same week, and that is published by Antarctic Press. We're also getting Mutopo volume 1 coming out that week, as well as the My Dearest Patrolman volume 1 coming out that very same week. And that is being published by the folks over at Sublime. We're also getting the Naruto Konoha's Story Steam Ninja Scrolls manga volume 1. If you can't get enough of Naruto in Boruto, then there's the Naruto spin-offs. And that one there, let me double check who it's by here. Masashi Kishimoto. Oh, and Sho Hinata. Okay, and Watch Dogs Tokyo Volume 2 coming out that very same week. Now, from other publishers, we have 40 Years of Scream, the archival collected edition hardcover, and that is being published by the folks at 2000 Rebellion. And we're also getting the Adventures of Mad Tsar coming out in a hardcover format, and that's published by Black Panel Press. Braba is coming out that very same week, and that particular book is published by the folks over at Fantagraphics. And Devil That Wears My Face, I got to interview the creators behind that book. That is being published by Mad Cave when I was at New York Comic Con. That is David Pepose and Alex Cormack working together on that book. And the Faceless and Family is coming out in a hardcover format, and that is being published by Oni Press. We're also getting the Midnight Order coming out in a hardcover and a trade paperback format, published by Magnetic Press, so both of them coming out the same day. I believe that one was a Kickstarter or a box set Kickstarter. Nancy Show Celebrating the Art of Ernie Bushmiller is coming out that day. And that is being published by the folks over at Fantagraphics. Of course, it's Fantagraphics. Like, they do a lot of the comic strips and stuff. But it is one that is in a landscape format. Nottingham is coming out. This is really cool. In a Spanish edition. So if you've read Nottingham, which has been a blast, it's like a reimagining of Robin Hood, but published by Mad Cave Studios. It's freaking awesome. I love it. So now it's getting a Spanish edition. Phantom, The Complete Dailies, Volume 32, 1986 to 1987 is coming out that week, as well as Sainted Love. And that is being published by the folks at Vault Comics. Volume 1 is coming out that week. Storm King Comics, Dark and Twisted, is coming out that very same week. And that is being published by the folks over at Storm King Productions, which makes sense. Okay. Wendy Award is coming out, and that is published by Drawn and Quarterly. And we're also getting What We Wished For coming out in a graphic novel format by Humanoids. Now, if you live in Canada and you're interested in purchasing some of these books, check out our sponsor, BD Cosmos, the Canadian leader in graphic novels. They have a physical storefront in Montreal, Quebec, and their website, bdcosmos.com, offers 25% off your order of over $99 or more, and free shipping everywhere in Canada for every order of $200 or more.
Their shipping care is exceptional. Your books will stay cozy through the rough Canadian weather and arrive to you in Near mint condition.
After checkout, let them know Near Mint Condition sent you their way, and you'll be added to the monthly $25 gift card raffle. Entries are valid for new and returning customers.
Don't be afraid to call or email them. Ask them questions. Their staff is always happy to help guide you towards the right purchase. Visit their website, bdcosmos.com, for more. BD Cosmos, with rewards and raffles taking care of customers in Canada. Eh?
The third week of the month, July 17th or 16th, always depending on where you get your books, from the world of Marvel Comics, Doctor Strange Fall Sunrise is coming out in a trade paperback edition. It is trippy, it is wonderful, it's crazy, full of amazing colors, and that is collecting the 4-issue mini by Trad Moore and Jennison Eckwall. $17.99, 136 pages. Demon Wars is coming out that very same week. And that one is $19.99 and a trade paperback edition by Peach Momoko, Zach Davidson. And collecting Demon Wars The Iron Samurai, Demon Wars Shield of Justice, Demon Wars Down in Flames, and Demon Wars Scarlet Sin. Jeff Loeb and Tim Sell's Captain America Gallery Edition is finally coming out. And that is collecting the Captain America White miniseries, issues 0 through 5. And sadly, that is the last of the color series that Tim Sell and Jeff Loeb were working on. They had other ideas, and there's a wonderful introduction in I think it was the Hulk Gray Gallery Edition has a wonderful introduction talking about the other ideas that they had and what could have been. So, bittersweet. Both covers available that same day. $50, 160 pages. Peach Momoko's Demon Saga, Demon Days, is coming out in a paperback, but this is a digest size for $13.99. Collecting Demon Days, X-Men, Mariko, Curse Web, Rising Storm, Blood Feud, and the material from King in Black 4 and Elektra, Black, White, and Blood 4. That one is $13.99. Shang-Chi by Jean Luen Yang is coming out in a big, thick book. Not an omnibus, but a big thickie. This is Shang-Chi 1 through 5, Shang-Chi 1 through 12, Shang-Chi and the 10 Rings 1 through 6, Shang-Chi the Master of 10 Rings, and the material from Marvel's Voices Identity number 1. 560 pages, $54.99. Captain America by Mark Grunwald, Omnibus, Volume 1. You know, I do a top 10 every week. Or every month. So you'll probably see that in the top. Yes, you will. My video I filmed a couple of days ago. So that one will be out on Patreon early. And then on Monday. One of the Mondays. I can't remember which Monday it drops. Sorry. Oh my gosh. Spider-Man by Michelini and Bagley is also coming out that day. Wow. Yeah, they were supposed to space these out. There was a little bit of a delay. They were supposed to come out, I believe, in June. And they were pushed back into July. But this is collecting Amazing Spider-Man 351 to 375, Amazing Spider-Man Annuals 25 to 26, Spectacular Spider-Man 11 through 12, and Web of Spider-Man 7 and 8, and New Warriors Annual number 2. Now, I have done an overview of this book. It's already out on the channel if you want to go and check it out. This one's 1,040 pages, $125. For people that keep asking, where's Volume 2? No announcements yet, but anything is possible. I mean, it's Spider-Man. I'm sure the sales were good to get a Volume 2. I hope. White Widow, Welcome to Idlehaven. And this is collecting the 4-issue miniseries by Sarah Gailey and Alessandro Miracolo. And that cover is by David Marquez. $15.99, 112 pages. Star Wars Legends, The Thrawn Trilogy. Now, this does collect Heir to the Empire 1 through 6, Dark Force Rising 1 through 6, and The Last Command 1 through 6. So it is the stories by Mike Baron, the adaptation from the novels. But this does have different extras than the Epic Collection. So that is something to keep in mind too. 504 pages, $49.99. Silver Surfer, speaking of Epic Collections, Epic Collection Freedom! Now I've got George Michael's song stuck in my head. The new printing is coming out. So, Steve Englehart, Stan Lee, John Byrne, Marshall Rogers, and Big John Buscema, and Joe Staten. Silver Surfer 1, Silver Surfer 1 through 14, Super Villain Classics number 1, and material from Epic Illustrated number 1 and Marvel Fanfare 51. 88 pages, $44.99. Deadpool roleplays the Marvel Universe by Cullen Bunn. It's a one-shot adventure, and if you... I swear it's become an annual thing for me to interview Cullen Bunn, and it wasn't until 2 years ago that I found out that he was huge into role-playing games, like tabletop role-playing games. So it makes perfect sense for him to be writing something like this. From the world of DC Comics, we are getting the Human Target Book 2, and that is a trade paperback version of Tom King's and Greg Smallwood's series, and, I'm sorry, Eisner winner series. I forgot, it won like 3 Eisners, collecting issues 7 through 12. Harley Quinn, Black, White, and Redder is coming out in a trade paperback edition. I don't think they've done a hardcover or a big oversized like Marvel does theirs. I wish they did, because I really like these. You have Leo Williams working on this, Kevin Maguire, Natasha Bustos, Chip Zdarsky, collecting Harley Quinn, Black, White, and Redder. 1 through 6. Superman by Kurt Busiek, Volume 1. See, this top 10 is going to be hard. I want all these books. They're so good. Collecting Action Comics 837 to 843. Superman 650 to 658. Superman the Man of Steel, Annual number 5. Superman Secret Identity 1 through 4. And World's Finest 308 to 309. 704 or 704 page. That is a big, thick trade paper. That's a compendium. It's a hardcover. $49.99. It's okay. Now I'm confused. I thought this was a compendium or a trade paperback, but in the solicits it's stating that it's a hardcover. $49.99. The dimensions look like it's a standard. Okay, so if it is a hardcover, it is a standard size hardcover. Regardless, I'll be doing an overview on it on the channel. Absolute Batman and Son by Grant Morrison and Andy Kubert drops that week. And that particular book has been a long time coming, and this one here collects issues 655 to 658, 663 to 669, 672 to 675, and then Batman Incorporated, Volume 2, Number 5, in an oversized format with a new cover by Andy Kubert. So $150, 456 pages. From the world of Image Comics, we're getting Across the Massive Verse, Volume 1. And that is the big Radiant Black storyline. So you have stories in here from Kyle Higgins, Ryan Parrott, Melissa Flores, collecting Radiant Black 1, Rogue Sun 1, The Dead Lucky 1, and Inferno Red Book 1. $9.99. So it's Across the Massiverse. I thought it was like a crossover, but I think it's more like a sampler book to see what these books are about. And Antarctica Volume 2 is coming out that week by Simon Burks and Will Roberts, collecting issues 6 through 10 of that series. And we're getting Bone Orchard Tenement in a hardcover format. I'm a big fan of that series. If you ever watch my Hidden Gems, around October I do like Halloween or spooky Hidden Gems, and that's made it on there a couple of years ago. And we're also getting Fatale Compendium. In case you missed out on the hardcovers, I know I say that, but, you know, I don't think there is a new printing of those yet. Ed Brubaker, Dave Stewart, Elizabeth Breitweiser, and, of course, Sean Phillips, collecting the 1950s, like, noirish Cthulhu type of story. $59.99, but it is the whole shebang. And we're also getting Port of Earth Deluxe Edition, Volume 1. Or the whole shebang, sorry. It's by Zach Kaplan and Andre Moody and Jordan Boyd, published by Image, and it is the folks at Top Cow that is making those particular books. And Sam and Twitch Origins Book 1 is coming out that week. It is a hardcover for $29.99, collecting Sam and Twitch 1 through 13. So this is a new printing, because this has come out in a deluxe edition hardcover before. Sorry, I was trying to find the dimensions of it, but yeah, I think it's supposed to be a deluxe edition to match up against those other I don't know why I'm looking over here. You can't see, but my Spawn hardcovers are over there. To match up with the other Spawn hardcovers. Cyberpunk 2077 is how we're kicking off the Dark Horse stuff. This is XOXO. Kisses. Hugs and kisses. What that is. Issues 1 through 4 is being collected in a paperback. Stranger Things, The Voyage is coming out. That is the graphic novel by Michael Mareshi and Todor Ristov. $19.99, and collecting the 4-issue miniseries. World of Warcraft Chronicle Volume 4 is coming out. This is a hardcover for $49.99 by Matt and Marty Forbeck and Bayard Wu. The EC Archives Weird Fantasy Volume 4 by Al Feldstein, Joe Orlando, Wally Wood, Al Williamson. Oh, man. This is collecting issues 19 through 22. And I know I have been asked, at least once a week, I'm asked by different people if Dark Horse ever plans on reprinting the hardcovers. And sadly, what they've told me, and they could always change their mind, is right now they're focusing on the trades. So I don't know if they will, and I mean, I don't want to say no, right? Because anything is possible. Census is coming out. That is a trade paperback, 112 pages, and it's an original Comixology, collecting the 5-issue miniseries. Goblin Volume 2, The Wolf in the Well. This is by Eric Grissom and Will Perkins, and this one is $19.99, 280 pages. Space Usagi, Death and Honor. A paperback edition, $19.99. There is contributions by Emi Fuji, but it is mainly Stan Sakai working on this book. And collecting Death and Honor 1 through 3 and Space Usagi Yokai Hunter. Whodunit by El Torres and Vicente Cifuentes. This is a paperback edition, $19.99, 96 pages. And Sergio Aragones, Louder Than Words, Action Speaks. This is $49.99. It is a hardcover, 320 pages, and collects Louder Than Word comics 1 through 6 and Action Speaks comics 1 through 6. So over 300 pages of comics from a true master of sequential humor. Yes. Why? I thought it was like one of those bio books like Mobius had. But now, oh yes. That's all you need to say. I should have just said that's all you need to say with Sergio Aragones. From Dynamite, we are getting Thundercats, Volume 1. And that is the new ongoing series by Declan Shalvey and Stephen Mooney. Declan Shalvey. I've interviewed him, and he never corrected me. Now, this is the direct market cover. From Titan Comics, Conan the Barbarian Volume 2, Thrice Marked for Death, is coming out. Now, this is the new series by Jim Sub. Doug Braithwaite is doing the artwork here, and there are 3 different covers for this book. I'll be doing an overview of this on the channel, and I know that people have been asking me just on a weekly basis every Saturday, and I still am in contact with Titan, and they are still coming out with the Omnis, and I know people are losing faith, and they'll believe it when they see it, be it because we've had over a year and a half of delays, and I completely understand that, but I'm just saying what they've told me, right? Like, they are still coming out, and I promise I will do an overview as soon as I get that first book. Bloodborne Bleak Dominion is coming out. There are 2 covers for Bloodborne. The trade paperback edition by Cullen Bunn and Peter Kowalski, $17.99, collecting issues 1 through 4 of Bloodborne, The Bleak Dominion. From the world of manga, we're getting Battle Royale Enforcers, Volume 1, coming out that week. And that is being published by the folks at Viz Media. And Fox and Little Tanuki, look how adorable that is! That is being published by Tokyo Pop, and Mi Tagawa is the mangaka. Why did I say it like that? It's so cute! That's adorable. I think I've mentioned that before. I love books like that, art like that. They just, that's how they get me. Girl with Sampaku Eyes. Doesn't always have to be Booty Royale to get my attention. Thank you very much. That is being published by the folks over at Dempa Books. We're also getting The Three Musketeers coming out that week. And that is being published by the folks at Fair Square Graphics. And just like Mona Lisa, Volume 1 is coming out that week. And published by the folks over at Square Enix. And Kinryo Rock, Volume 1, Moongage Daydream is coming out that week from Alien Books. And they have been putting out the Valiant stuff, and now they're doing some of the manga. So you'll be seeing some of that stuff on our channel. We got the first 4 volumes that we need to do an overview of. My Beautiful Man is coming out from Tokyo Pop. But also, My Stepmom's Daughter is My Ex. My Stepmom's Daughter. Oh, that's creepy. Or I guess it could be. Volume 1 coming out from Udon Entertainment. And we're also getting Ninja versus Gokudo Volume 2 coming out that very same week. Published by the folks at Kodansha. And we're getting Parasite, the Color Collection Volume 7. And I've done an overview of the first volume on the channel to kind of do a comparison. But I do believe... Let me see, we've got one more volume to wrap up the series. Because it spells out Parasite on the spine. And this is all in color. The Record of Ragnarok is coming out with a volume 11 already? My gosh. Time just flies. Snowball Earth volume 2 is coming out that very same week. As well as Steel of the Celestial Shadows with a volume 3 coming out that week. And that is being published by the folks over at that one's Viz Media. Oh, and finally, Team Phoenix Volume 5 is coming out that week. So I was really looking forward to reading the rest of this. And this wraps up the series. I think it's what you all told me. So, yeah, excited. Kenny Ruiz, and of course, based on the works of Osamu Tezuka. And Throwaway Suit Together Volume 1 is coming out that very same week. As well as Villainous, Who Has Been Killed, Remembers Everything, coming out that week. And that is a volume number 0. So, is this like a prequel? This is by 7 Seas Entertainment. Witches of Adamas is coming out that week to wrap up the manga. And do they have a track team? Of course they do. I mean, if it's a school, yes. All right. From other publishers, we have 2000 AD versus Battle Action Comics Collide. And of course, that is being published by the folks over at Rebellion 2000 AD. We're getting The Adventure Zone, Volume 6, The Suffering Game, coming out that very same week. And Afro Unicorn, that's an awesome name, Volume 1 coming out that week. And that is being published by the folks of Andrews McNeil. And Alley Oop Meets Fang is coming out that very same week and published by Manuscript Press. We're also getting Betron the Evil Eye coming out, and that is being published by the folks at Caliber Entertainment. And Bullet's Notes is coming out that week and published by Oni Press Incorporated. Erased, An Actor of Color's Journey, is coming out in a hardcover format and in a trade paperback format by NBM. And Florence and Normandy is coming out in a trade paperback edition, and that is being published by the folks at Zombie Love Studios. Love all these different studios. Gamerville is coming out that week. And that is published by the folks at Harper Lee. There is a hardcover and a trade paperback edition coming out the same day. And God List is coming out that very same week. And that is being published by the folks at Storm King Productions. We're also getting the Golden Age Classics Amazing Man in a softie edition. So that is the soft cover. And Jackson Wilder Adventures hardcover coming out that week. We're also getting the Lake Gary coming out from the folks over at Iron Circus Comics. And that looks to be one in a landscape format. Old Willis Place is coming out in a hardcover and a trade paperback edition. And PS Art Books is publishing the Blue Beetle Softie Volume 2. So this is collecting issues 4 through 6 of the original Golden Age Blue Beetle. And that is $32.99. You know, I've never read that stuff. And PS Art Books is also doing the classics Sci-Fi Comics Softie, Volume 7, Wolverton. Rick and Morty Space Shake Saga is coming out in a trade paperback edition with a Volume 2. and that is published by the folks at Oni Press. Scram is coming out that very same week, and that is being published by the folks over at First and Second, and they're publishing it in a hardcover and a trade paperback edition. I love when people do that. Like, publishers doing that, I think it's just a great idea. Serving Soups Volume 2, Dating and Ninjas, is coming out that same week. And we're also getting the Shangri-La, and that is published by the folks at Magnetic Press. That is the trade paperback edition. Silk Cotton is coming out that week, and that's published by Rosarium Publishing, and that is by Colleen Douglas, and Jesus Gunn. $23.95. Silver Age Classics, The Mysterious Traveler, is coming out in a softcover edition. I love that cover there. And you're going to have the work of Bill Molno, Charles Nicholas, Steve Ditko, Dick Giordano, Tony Tallarico, and Howard Boffner. Just to name a few of the creators behind that. Twisted Dark is coming out, and this is a new printing of the book. That's published by TPUB. And Valiant Universe Hero Origins kicks off finally with Faith coming out that week. I love that Alien Books is putting a lot into these particular titles, and that is freaking awesome. So they're starting it with Faith and Exo Manowar with the Hero Origins series. So these are kind of like their epic collections. They're big, thick books for $24.99. So I'll be doing an overview of these as soon as I get them in from Alien Books. I'm super excited about this stuff because there's a lot of stuff I've never read. Oh, no, there's a ton of stuff I've never read. Oh, this reminds me of my kiddo. Warriors. It's part of the Aaron Hunter Warrior Cat series. My Lydia loved that stuff, and she loved the graphic novels. But now she's going to be a sophomore and no longer into Warrior Cats. As a matter of fact, we were packing up her books. And just little sad about that. I want my kid to just still love these things she did as a kid. Anyway, We Are the Smurfs, Volume 4 is coming out in a hardcover format. Our Brave Ways and Youth Group is coming out in a trade paperback and hardcover edition. Now, if you live in Europe and you're interested in purchasing any of these books, check out our sponsor.
If you're in Europe and you're interested in buying these books, definitely check out Walt's Comic Shop in Berlin, Germany. They have the cheapest pre-order prices, flat shipping rate of €12 for all EU countries, emails answered within 24 hours, waltscomicshop.com, and you can use the code Near Mint Condition at checkout and get free shipping for all EU countries with your first order over €40. That's Walt's Comic Shop, your reliable source for omnis and premium collected editions in Europe. Ding!
The fourth week of the month, so July 23rd or 24th. I'm putting the 24th. I'm putting the Wednesday dates because that's when most people go to the comic book stores, and we have the Wednesday Warriors going. House of M Companion, it is coming out that week. Both covers. So you have Excalibur 8 through 14 in here. This is the 2004 Excalibur before it became New Excalibur. New Avengers 16 through 20. House of M Avengers 1 through 5. And that is the Secret Wars tie-in story. Civil War, House of M, another one from the Secret Wars 2015 series, 1 through 5. House of M, Masters of Evil, 1 through 4. What If Spider-Man, House of M, the 2015 miniseries 1 through 4, again from the Secret Wars era. And then What If House of M. So this is it's weird because it's a prequel and a follow-up to House of M. Excalibur being the prequel, it doesn't really lead into House of M, but it was a very, very... I really enjoyed that series, except for the that so totally hurts Professor X. But, it just kind of rekindled that friendship of Professor X and Magneto. Anyway, it's not a review of this. My point is, that series takes place before House of M. But New Avengers 16 through 20, that's the collective. That's where the force of the mutants went. And then the other ones are like these spin-off series that came out of the Secret Wars. So they're all part of the Battle World. So this is a really interesting collection. Some of that stuff will be collected in the Secret Wars Omnibus, the Battle Worlds Omnis. Some of this has been collected in the New Avengers Omni. The only thing really is Excalibur 8 through 14 and the What If stories that haven't been collected. So this one is $100, 792 pages. Marvel Masterworks The Defenders Volume 9 is coming out that very same week. This is the J.M. DeMatteis era. And Mike W. Barr, Don Perlin working on this. Collecting issues 92 to 102 and Marvel Team Up 101. $75, 312 pages. Eternals by Kieran Gillen is coming out that week. And that is a paperback that has 384 pages and retails for $44.99, collecting all 12 issues of the Eternals plus the one-shots Thanos Rises, Celestia, and The Heretic. And Daredevil by Chip Zdarsky Omnibus Volume 1 finally coming out. And that book has 704 pages and retails for $100, collecting issues 1 through 30, and Daredevil Annual Number 1. Thunderbolts Acceptable Losses is coming out that week, collecting Thunderbolts 132 to 143, Secret Warrior 7 through 9, and $44.99, 376 pages. Surprised they didn't go with the epic route with that yet. She-Hulk, speaking of epics, Epic Collection To Die and Live in LA. Oh, that's the last issue right here. So this collects She-Hulk, Sensational She-Hulk 51 through 60, and Doc Samson 1 through 4, Incredible Hulk 441 to 442, The Thing and She-Hulk, The Long Night, and material from Marvel Comics Presents 123 to 126, and Incredible Hulk 412. I've always loved that cover because it's, of course, a take on the Sensational She-Hulk cover number 1. 480 pages, $44.99. Daredevil Shadowland Omnibus is coming out that week. Both covers available the same day. And collecting the Dark Reign list, Daredevil One Shot, and Daredevil 501 to 512. Shadowland 1 through 5, Shadowland Elektra, Shadowland Bullseye. These are all Shadowland tie-ins, by the way. Ghost Rider, Spider-Man, After the Fall, Moon Knight 1 through 3, Blood on the Streets 1 through 4, Daughters of the Dragon, or Daughters of the Shadow. That's right, title was changed 1 through 3. Power Man 1 through 4, Thunderbolts 148 and 149, and Daredevil Reborn 1 through 4. $125, 1,112 pages, and back in print. Also back in print is Fantastic Four Epic Collection Into the Time Stream. So this is the beginning of the Walter Simonson era, collecting issues 334 to 346, Annual Number 23, New Mutants Annual 6, X-Factor Annual 5, and X-Men Annual Number 14. That is the Days of Future Present crossover. And you're going to have, of course, the work of Walter Simonson, but also Chris Claremont and Louise Simonson, Rich Buckler in here, Arthur Adams supplying some of the artwork. Spider-Man 2099, Miguel O'Hara. That is a Nick Bradshaw cover, and I miss that guy's art on Internal Comics. Internal artwork. So this is collecting Miguel O'Hara, Spider-Man 1 through 5. $17.99, 120 pages of the Steve Orlando series. X-Men, Reign of X by Jonathan Hickman, Volume 1. Collecting X-Men 1 through 9, Giant Size Jean Grey and Emma Frost, Giant Size X-Men Nightcrawler, and 336 pages, $39.99. Savage Avengers by Jerry Duggan, Volume 1, which I got a copy of already, and it does feature Conan, so this is very interesting that Conan can be featured in here. So maybe if it's in another Marvel comic, they can. Anyway, this is collecting Savage Avengers 1 through 12. Annual Number 1, Savage Avengers Number 0, and that also includes the Uncanny X-Men 190 to 191. That's what the Savage Avengers 0 is. I love that story. Material from Free Comic Book Day 2019, because this isn't, I mean, it's an Avengers story as far as the title, but it's really a Conan story. From the world of DC Comics, we have Batman vs. Robin coming out in a trade paperback format, 335 pages, $19.99. And we're getting Robin, the Tim Drake Compendium, Book 1. We've had Nightwing, and now we're getting Robin. And this is collecting the early years of Tim Drake as the third Robin. And the best Robin. I said what I said. Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, the deluxe edition by Tom King and Bilquis Evely. And they're working together on that Dark Horse books, and it looks beautiful. It was up for a Hugo Award. And it was up for one of the awards for the best books for adults. But collecting Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, 1 through 8. And it is a beautiful story and available in a deluxe edition. That artwork is wonderful. Speaking of wonderful artwork, Poison Ivy, Volume 2, Unethical Consumption. This is G. Willow Wilson's series with Mauricio Takada on artwork. Absolutely beautiful, collecting issues 7 through 12 of that series. And Friday, Book 3, Christmas Time, is here again from Image Comics. And that is by Ed Brubaker and Munsa Vincent and Marcos Martin working on that book. And we're also getting Spawn Origins, continuing those in trade paperback format, collecting issues 173 to 178, as well as the Tales of the Unnamed, The Blizzard, coming out in a trade paperback edition. And that is by Jeff Johns and Andre Moody, collecting the 30th anniversary anthology issues 1 through 12. It's a big book. And from Dark Horse Comics, we are getting Mobius Library, back to the Mobius Library, The Major, coming out that week, as well as The Witcher, Volume 8, Wild Animals. And that is collecting issues 1 through 4 of Wild Animals. $19.99. Grendel Omnibus Volume 6, Devil Tells. So I thought there was going to be another one. $29.99. And collecting Homecoming 1 through 3, Devil's Choice 1 through 4, The Devil May Care 1 through 6, and The Devil's Apprentice 1 through 3. 408 pages. Now these are softcover books. Skinner is coming out by Mickey Nielsen and Peter Kowalski. $24.99. It is an original graphic novel, 88 pages in hardcover format. Beyond Mortal is coming out by Colin Bunn and Danny Luckert. And this, I believe, was originally published. Yeah, it's an original graphic novel. And we're also getting Creepy Archives Volume 7, collecting Creepy issues 33 through 36. From the world of Boom Studios, we are getting, I had no idea this was a thing, Rugrats, Best This Comic, coming out in trade paperback format by Box Brown, Pranas Naujokaitas, and Lisa Dubois, collecting Rugrats 1 through 8. And we're also getting The Space Between in trade paperback format. And that is by Karina Becco and Danny Luckert. From the world of IDW, we're getting Star Trek, Picard's Academy, Commit No Mistakes. So I assume it is a young Jean-Luc Picard. $19.99. It is a trade paperback and 144 pages. From the world of Dynamite, we are getting Red Sonja, Black, White, and Red hardcover. The signed edition is coming out that week. And from Manga, we have Seven Fates Chaco, Volume 4, coming out that very same week. As well as the... Oh, and that's Easy Press. Easy Press, they've been doing lots of manga recently. Ali, Junji Ito story collection in hardcover format. The Aria of Beach Forest is coming out that week. And that is being published by the folks over at Yen Press. We're also getting Colorless, Volume 7, coming out that very same week. As well, and of course the cover has to be colorless, right? That makes sense. And we're also getting Ened, I believe it's how you say it. This is by 7 Seas Entertainment. Volume 3 is coming out, and it is a hardcover format. Excellent Property Rejects for Residents. Volume 11 is coming out that week. Gotta love those titles. That is published by Yen Press. And we're getting, speaking of gotta love those titles, Go, 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 Ghost. Did I say that right? Go, 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 Go. Yeah, anyway, Yen Press is releasing that. That is a Volume 1. Jealousy Blinds Love is coming out. And that is a one-shot, not a Volume 1 or anything. I love when they're releasing things like that. because it means maybe I can actually read it and not worry about like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Part 6, Stone Ocean, Volume 5. These are still coming out in hardcover format, so they are determined, Fizz is determined, to keep releasing those. Kind of Wolf is being released by Yen Press that week. And Miss Savage Fang is coming out that very same week. And that is being published by the folks over at Yen Press. My Name is Zero, Volume 1 is coming out that week. And that is being published by Titan Manga. We're also getting My Oh My, Atami-kun, Volume 1, published by the folks at Yen Press. And Soul Eater, Not Perfect, this is interesting, Not Perfect Edition coming. And so I assume maybe this is the follow-up to Soul Eater series? If you know, please let me know in the comments down below. Not Perfect Edition, Volume 1, and it's still coming out in a hardcover format. Speed Grapher, Volume 2. Man, I love that anime, and I've never had a chance to read the manga. So this is being published by Titan Manga, and Your Letter is coming out that week, and that is being published by the folks over at Easy Press. So it looks like Easy Press is releasing a lot of things this particular week. From other publishers, we have Alley Oop Against Outlanders, The Complete Sundays, 1979 to 1981. And Alley Oop and The Beast of the Woods. Now, both of those are trade paperback editions. Betrayal of the Mind, The Surreal Life of Unica Zorn. And that's being published by the folks over at Humanoids. We're also getting The Bright Family, Volume 3. Too Cool for School. Carbon and Silicon is finally getting the trade paper. There was a delay. I think it was supposed to come out in April, but it looks like it's finally, knock on wood, coming out in July. The Cat and Cat Adventures, Volume 4, The Staff of Knowledge is coming out, as well as the Frozen Olaf's comic. What? Olaf has enough comics to have a comic collection? Okay. Man, you know what? Whatever. It gets kids reading, that's all that matters. Seriously. And that's being released by Paper Cuts. We're also getting the George Sand True Genius, True Woman coming out that week. And that is being published by the folks over at Self-Made Hero. Really like that cover. And it's The Great Storm, Tom the Dancing Bug coming out that week. And Krishna is coming out in a trade paperback format. That's being published by the folks over at Ak Comics. So it's Amar, Kithra, and Katha Comics. And we're all getting the Library Mule of Cordoba in card cover format from Ablaze Publishing that week, as well as Mahadeva trade paperback stories from the Shiva Purana coming out that week, and that's being published also by Ak Comics. We're also getting the Mutant Cats hardcover volume 1. What happened to these cats? I love that cover though. That's Matthew Medney and Morgan Rosenblum. $29 or $22.99. And Septarshi trade paperback, The Seven Supreme Sages, is coming out that week, and that is published by the folks at Ak Comics. We're also getting Shakti trade paperback coming out that very same week from Ak Comics. And Tinkle Gold Volume 1 is coming out that very same week. And to wrap up that week, we are getting Tunis to Sydney from Fair Square Graphics. I Am Iron Man kicks off the last week of July from Marvel Comics, and that is by Murewa Ayadole and Dotun Akande. And collecting Iron Man 1 through 5 and then material from Iron Man 25. $17.99, 128 pages. What If Dark? So this has Walter Simonson and Scott Eaton attached, with a cover there by Greg Land. So you have What If Dark Loki, Spider-Gwen, Venom, What If Dark Carnage, What If Dark Tomb of Dracula. So maybe there's a dark twist to these stories, and hence the title. The New Warriors Classics Omnibus Volume 3. Look, I'm not gonna lie. Like, Volume 2 to me was my favorite. Volume 3 has, I think, just one miniseries by Fabian Nicieza, and that's the Justice for Balance. Well, no, it also has... No, well, no, it has the Nova issues in here. Okay, so collecting New Warriors 54 to 75, For Balance 1 through 4, that's Justice for Balance, Nova 17 through 18, Spectacular Spider-Man 228, Web of Spider-Man 129, Web of Scarlet Spider 3 through 4, and material from Marvel Comics Presents 155 and 158, 166 and 167, Venom Alone Came a Spider 1 through 4, and Venom the Hunted 1 through 3. The book has 1,000 pages and retails for $125. What are all of those Spider titles doing in my New Warriors Omnibus? Well, this is during the time when Marvel was shifting their books around. You had, like, the Marvel Edge universe, which had, like, Doctor Strange and Ghost Rider in there. You know, of course, the X-Men titles. So New Warriors needed a home, so they put it with the Spider-Man titles because Scarlet Spider ended up joining the New Warriors, which you saw with one of the covers here. Very interesting time. And a lot of the stuff, well, actually, the rest of the series was written by Evan Skolnick. Now, what's really, really interesting and really weird, and now it kind of makes sense, is Evan Skolnick decided to wrap up some of the loose ends that started in the Romnibus. So if you've been reading Rom, believe it or not, there are some things that didn't wrap up there, and they bring it back in this particular volume. And that is, of course, the character of Turbo, or Torpedo. And you can find out exactly how it's wrapped up. I found it very interesting. I didn't know much about it because when I was a kid, I was reading this. Well, I wasn't a kid. I was in high school when this was coming out. I was reading this. So then I had to go and find those back issues of Rom that were not X-Men related. But anyway, that is finally coming out. And not in my top choices this month. There's just so many good books coming out this month. And again, I guess, you know, those delays could happen. But anyway, next book is Star Wars Legends Tales of the Jedi, one that I'm so excited to read. You have Jan Duursema, John Ostrander working on the book. You have the Dave Dorman covers. Collecting Star Wars Dawn of the Jedi, The Force Storm 1 through 5, Star Wars Dawn of the Jedi, Prisoner of Bogon 1 through 5, Star Wars Dawn of the Jedi, Force War 1 through 5, the Dawn of the Jedi 0, Tales of the Jedi, The Golden Age of the Sith 0 through 5, Tales of the Jedi, The Fall of the Sith Empire 1 through 5, Tales of the Jedi, just Star Wars Tales of the Jedi 1 through 5, Star Wars Tales of the Jedi, The Freedon Nod Uprising 1 and 2, the Dark Lords of the Sith 1 through 6, the Sith War 1 through 6, the Star Wars Tales of the Jedi Redemption 1 through 5, and the material from Star Wars Tales 23 and Dark Horse Comics 7 through 9. 1,328 pages, $150. The Incredible Hulk Epic Collection Kill or Be Killed. We're looking at the Uncle Raj era, and of course, Sal Buscema on artwork. So yes, Roger Stern, Sal Buscema, collecting issues 227 to 244 of the Incredible Hulk. Annual 7 and 9, Captain America 230, Marvel Calendar 1979, and then material from Marvel Treasury Edition 20 and 24. 520 pages, $49.99. Doctor Strange by Mark Waid, continuing his run, actually wrapping up his run. Doctor Strange 12 through 20, Annual number 1, and Doctor Strange, that's the Surgeon Supreme if I'm not mistaken, 1 through 6. So you have Jesus Saiz on artwork, Javier Pina on artwork, and Barry Kitson. Star Wars Modern Era Epic Collection Skywalker Strike. So we are kicking it off with the Jason Aaron era. Collecting Star Wars issues 1 through 14, issue number 1 of the Director's Cut, Star Wars Vader Down, and the crossover with Darth Vader 13 through 15. 488 pages, $44.99. Man, there's so many books coming out at the end of the month. Uncanny X-Force by Rick Remender Omnibus. Well, I can't even speak. Omnibus. This is the new printing. This is the third printing of this book. Collecting Uncanny X-Force 1 through 35, 5.1, 19.1. Material from Wolverine Road to Hell, Wolverine Dangerous Games, Deadpool 1000, and All New Wolverine Saga. 928 pages, $125. From the world of DC Comics, we're getting Batman Detective Comics Volume 1. This is the Rom V era. Gotham Nocturne Overture. Collecting Detective Comics 1062 to 1065. Hitman by Garth Ennis and John McCrae. Omnibus Volume 1. And that will definitely, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you that will definitely be on my list. Books to get, must read. Oh my gosh, it's such a great series. And Absolute All-Star Superman is coming out that very same week. This is the new printing in case you missed out on it. 328 pages, $125. Batman, Superman, World's Finest, Volume 2, coming out in a trade paperback edition. Strange Visitor, Mark Waid and Dan Mora, collecting issues 6 through 10. And Nightwing, Volume 4, also in a trade paperback edition by Tom Taylor, Bruno Redondo, collecting the issues 98 to 100 and the 2022 annual. From the world of Image Comics, we're getting Adventure Man, Volume 3, Ghost Lights. And that is a hardcover edition by Matt Fraction and Terry and Rachel Dotson. $14.99. It is, collecting Ghost Lights 1 and 2. As well as Bloodstrike, Battle Blood, Book 1, coming out that week. Rob Liefeld, coming back to the character of Bloodstrike with some of the original Bloodstrike characters back there. It's a limited edition, oversized hardcover, so I'm assuming it's going to be a deluxe edition. Hell yeah, I'll check it out. I was an idiot for that stuff when it was coming out. Firepower by Kirkman and Samnee, Book 2 is coming out. Maybe we'll get more secrets revealed. Collecting Firepower 13 through 30, $49.99. The Invincible Complete Library hardcover volume 6 is coming out. Now that wraps up Invincible, but we still need a reprint of volume 3, I think? Correct me if I'm wrong. But this collects Invincible 121 to 144. And it is limited to 5,000 copies. And the signed and number edition is limited to 300 copies, and that one is $175. The library edition is $125. Now, from the world of Dark Horse, finally, Den Volume 2, more of that Richard Corbin goodness. And it does have an introduction by Walter Simonson in here. Definitely for mature readers, and definitely for some, you've got to be in for some crazy stuff in here. I love it. Black Hammer Volume 8, The End is coming out. Collecting Black Hammer The End 1 through 6. Jeff Lemire, Malachi Ward, and Nate Piekos. Murder Veil by Vincent Cifuentes is coming out. $19.99, 152 pages. And collecting Murder Veil books 1 through 4. Kanto, man, they're just coming out with these books. The hardcover edition, Volume 3, Tales of the Unnamed World, and City of Giants is coming out that very same week. $29.99, 144 pages. Nightclub, Volume 1 by Mark Miller and Juanano Ramirez is coming out, collecting Nightclub 1 through 6, and that is 176 pages, $19.99. From the world of IDW, wow, Dave Cockrum's X-Men Artist Edition. Are you kidding me? X-Men, Dave Cockrum? Oh, yes, absolutely. Cannot wait to see what that looks like. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Volume 16 is coming out. This is the IDW era, and Volume 16 is coming out in hardcover format. From the world of Dynamite, we are getting Cherish, Born in Fire, coming out that week, as well as Purgatory Must Die. That is a trade paperback edition. And we're getting the Victory trade paperback coming out that week. From the world of Titan Comics, we have Star Trek, the illustrated oral history of the original cast. That's interesting. And we're also getting the Here's to Charlie Brown Peanuts graphic novel, as well as the Marvel Studios, the Infinity Saga, the Avengers Art of the Movie Volume 1, and we're getting the Robotech Rick Hunter, the trade paperback edition, which will be available everywhere, and the direct market edition, which will only be available at comic book stores or places like cheapgraphicnovels.com, waltzcomicshop.com, bdcosmos.com, organicpricebooks.com, readcomics.com, comicsbugle.com, and of course Stock Trades and Tales of Wonder, Diamond Collectors. From the world of manga, we have Days with My Stepsister Volume 1 coming out that week, as well as Disney Manga Stitch Manga Collector's Edition, and that is being published by Tokyo Pop by Yumi Tsukurino. And now Kodaka, $14.99. You know, when we were in Japan, there are a lot of Disney stores everywhere. I love that, you know, we have such an obsession with, like, manga, anime, video game characters from Japan here. But over there, they're also obsessed with Peanuts and, like, Disney characters. And Smurfs. Fire Force Omnibus Volume 11, collecting issues, or volumes 31 and 32 in one fat format. I See Your Face Turned Away is coming out that very same week, and that is being published by the folks over at Kodansha. That is Volume 2. Nos and Zaruko is coming out that very same week, and that is being published by the folks over at 7Seas Entertainment. And we're also getting Origins Volume 5 coming out that week, published by Vertical Comics, who really don't do much as far as manga, but they still bring them. Spread Your Wings is coming out that very same week, and Fly. And that is being published by the folks at Kuma. We're also getting the 3 Exorcism Siblings Volume 2. And that is published by Titan Comics. And that's Shinta Harikawa is the mangaka. Blood is Thicker Than Water. And we're getting the Titan's Bride Volume 4 coming out that week. And that is being published by the folks at 7Seas Entertainment. And Witch Hat Atelier Kitchen Volume 4 coming out that very same week. From other publishers, the Adrastea from Magnetic Press by Matthew Bablé for $24.99. That is the trade paperback edition. Alley Cross Volume 1 is coming out both in a trade paperback and a hardcover from Jimmy Patterson. Anxiety Club, How to Survive Modern Life is coming out that very same week from Self-Made Hero. We are getting Archie 1000-page comic spectacular coming out in a trade paperback edition. And also that same week, the Black Sands 7 Kingdoms Volume 5 is coming out from Black Sands Entertainment. And we're getting By the Horns Dark Earth Volume 1 by from Scout Comics. Disney Fairies 4-in-1 Volume 1 is coming out in a hardcover and a trade paperback edition. That is being published by the folks at Paper Cuts. And we're also getting the Flash Gordon Classic Collection hardcover Volume 1 coming out that week. And that is being published by the folks at Mad Cave Studios. I had no idea they were going back and doing the classics. This is the Alex Raymond stuff. So, Don Moore, oh yeah, I'm in for this. Very excited for these kind of collections. The Freedom Shall Prevail. That is being published by PM Press. As well as the Golden Age Classics, Black Condor, and Ray Softy coming out that week. Incal is getting a new printing from Humanoids. It is a trade paperback. And, this one's $37.99 for first time ever softcover release of the best-selling sci-fi graphic novel of all time. I'll see what exactly is collected in there. Kelpie the Boy Wizard is coming out that very same week, and that is being released in a hardcover format and published by the folks at Rebellion 2000 AD, $22.50. We're also getting NCT 127 Limitless hardcover coming out that very same week. And that is being published by the folks over at C2 Comics. So that is coming out in a hardcover format. We're getting Neurocron in trade paperback edition. And that same week, the Night Librarian, not Barbarian, I almost said Barbarian, by Chris Lincoln, published by Dial Books, is coming out that very same week. And Pantera, Vulgar Display of Power is coming out in a hardcover format. And here we go with some PS art books. We have the Black Hawk Softy, Volume 12 coming out, but also in a softcover edition, PS Art Books Bullet Man Softy, Volume 3. But not just softies, because here we have the PS Art Book Classics Horror Comics, Volume 7, Slipcase Edition, and the hardcover. the Silver Age Annual Unusual Tales Softie Volume 6, the Silver Age The Avenger hardcover and slipcase edition, Smurf Tales Volume 10, Smurf and Half Genie. Zorro Man of the Dead is coming out in a trade paperback edition and a limited edition from Massive Entertainment coming out that week. And also the Zowie TV superhero craze in the 60s pop culture hardcover. Now, if you're interested in purchasing any of the books, check out our sponsor, cheapgraphicnovels.com, your online home for graphic novels and collected editions up to 50% off cover price. They have excellent shipping and prompt and helpful service. Check out their bargain deals for up to 90% off cover price. And don't forget, the CGN also takes pre-orders. That way you don't miss out on the hottest releases. And they are currently running a special promotion for you Minties. If you're a first-time customer, after receiving your order confirmation email, reply back to that email and let them know Near Mint Condition sent you their way. They will then apply a free shipping promotional credit to your next order in the US. Cheap Graphic Novels, your source for the hottest books with the kind of deep discount, quality shipping, and customer service that will keep you coming back for more. And those were the books that are coming out in July of 2024. In the comments down below, let me know which of these collected editions you are picking up, which you're interested in, and which ones you've never even heard of. And that's why you watch these shows. Do you have notes? Do you have a spreadsheet? Let me know in the comments down below. A big thank you again to DomofX for putting this together. Oh my gosh. And thank you all so much for watching. Smash that like button on the way out. Everyone stay healthy and safe out there. Much love.